Hey guys, so today we're going to make a super slouchy leg warmer. And you're going to need 2 skeins of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Bulky, 1 for each leg. You're also going to need a 9.0 millimeter, which is an in, and a 6.0 millimeter. Because we're going to be alternating between these, and this is a bulky yarn. So we're going to start off by doing 32 foundational half double crochet stitches. So this is something that I just learned, so I thought it was pretty cool. It lets the work be stretchy, so when you chain stitches, it's not as stretchy as when you do the foundational half double crochet. So you're going to make a slip knot and put it on your hook. We're starting with the 6.0 millimeter, and then you're going to chain 2. And you're going to yarn over, and you're going to insert your hook in the second chain from your needle, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop. This is your next chain that we're going to go in. So we're going to make it this way, and these will be the chains, and these will be the half double crochets. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3 loops on our hook, and there's the half double crochet. So now this chain that we just entered, we're going to yarn over and go into this chain that we just made here, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over and make another chain, pull through. There's our next chain, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Then we repeat this over and over again, yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, there's our next chain, and here's our half double crochet. So we're just going to keep repeating this until we have 32, and you count these on the top right here. So right now we have 1, 2, 3. The hardest thing is keeping your gauge loose so that your stitches don't come out too tight. Alright, so here are all of my stitches, and it's super duper stretchy. So now we're going to be working from this side, not from this side. So I like to join in the round on the second row, so I do round 1 as a row flat. So I'm going to chain 1, yarn over on my hook, and I'm going to do 32 half double crochets. And then I will join into the round after this. I use the half double crochet stitch a lot, but I don't see it in many other crochet patterns. I think it's super helpful because it's bigger than the single crochet stitch, but it doesn't have that porous effect that double crochet has. So there we have 32 half double crochets, and then I'm just going to fold it in half like this, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of this first half double crochet we did, making sure my work is not twisted. And then later I'll go back and I'll seam that up. This is just the easiest way for me to join into the round to see everything clearly. All right, so now we're gonna do rounds 2 to 4, which are also half double crocheting all the stitches. So you're gonna chain 1, and you're still gonna do 32 half double crochets all the way around. Now make sure you don't do a half double crochet into this slip stitch right here, but we're gonna go on to the next round. So you're just going to slip stitch into the top right there. And that's the end of round 2. We're gonna do 2 more rounds just like that, where you chain 1 and half double crochet all the stitches and then slip stitch. All right guys, so here we are. Now we are going to be switching needles. So the way this works is you're gonna do double crochet stitches 6 rows with the 9mm, and then you're gonna do some 3 rows of half double crochet with the 6mm, and doing that kind of makes it really slouchy and just really cool. I like it a lot. So we're gonna chain 2. Now I like to chain 2 for doing double crochet. A lot of people chain 3. Just do what you think is necessary. This does not count as a stitch. So we're going to double crochet all the stitches, and it can be a little hard your first round to get the giant hook into the half double crochets, but just make it work. So we're going to do 32 double crochets all the way around. We're basically going to do 6 rounds. So here are my double crochets, and you can see right away how it makes it like bigger, a lot bigger. Now we're going to do 5 more rounds of these. So I'm slip stitching into the top of that first double crochet, and then I'm just going to do 5 more rounds just like this. Chain 2, double crochet all the stitches. Isn't it pretty? Well, here is the first repeat of small and big. So we have 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this should measure 4 inches. So that's how you know you're gonna have the same size that I have. So we're going to switch back to the 6mm, and we're going to do 3 rounds of just half double crochet. So rounds 11, 12, and 13. You're going to chain 1 and then half double crochet each stitch. It's gonna pull it, I got a text. It's gonna pull it back in. See how it's already pulling it together? There's the first row. It's gonna start to pull it back in. We're gonna do 2 more, chain 1, and half double crochet all stitches. All right, here we are at the end of round 13. I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that first half double crochet. And now I'm going to switch back to the 9.0mm. And we're going to do 6 more rounds of double crochet. So just like before, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do 32 double crochets all the way around, and then slip stitch, and we're going to do this 6 times. Alright guys, I've got some tea, I've got my computer, and I'm ready for some more filming. So, here's our legging so far. You can see how it cinches in at the small part. So round 19, we're just going to do a little increase row. We've switched to our 6.0mm. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to do 7 half double crochets. Now in this 8th stitch right here, we're going to do an increase, which means we're going to put 2 half double crochets in this same stitch. So we're making a new stitch, an extra stitch. So there you go, 2 in that one stitch. And then we're going to repeat that around. So we're going to do 7 half double crochets. And then in this 8th stitch, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the same stitch again. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. All right, when you get back to the beginning, you're going to slip stitch into the top of that first half double crochet. So we're going to do 2 rounds of where we just chain 1 and half double crochet all the stitches. You want to skip the increase round if you have small thighs. I want the legging to be able to stick around the top of my knee, so I need to increase a bit. But if you try it on at this point right here and see if you can pull this part around your thigh, and if you can, then skip the increase and just do half double crochet all the stitches. And please leave me a comment about what you guys want to see here. Do you want more videos where I show all the steps and go really in depth for beginners, or do you want more advanced stuff or a little bit of both? And what kinds of things do you want me to make? Sometimes I am really uninspired and I don't know what I want to make, or I don't know, I'm so busy with my kids, I don't have time to be creative. But if you give me an idea, I will make it for you. And I'll make sure it's a free pattern, and I'll try to remember to thank you in the video, but I may not remember because it is really hard. Yeah, but I would love to just make what you guys want to see. I love creating, and I hope that you find these videos useful and fun, and that you actually, I want people to go out and actually create these things that I'm making. So please, if you add it to your Ravelry, I'll see it and I'll be amazed. All right, I'm back. I'm going to slip stitch, and then we're going to go on to do the last round. So our last round of half double crochet all the stitches. All right, so here are my 3 rows, and now I'm going to switch back, as you guessed it, to my 9.0 millimeter. So this one I'm going to do 6 more rounds of double crochet again. No increases, no decreases, just simple double crochet. So chain 2 and double crochet all the stitches for 6 rounds. So you're going to chain 1 and half double crochet all the stitches. So 3 rounds of half double crochet all the stitches. We're almost done. All right guys, we're gonna do our last double crochet section. So we're gonna switch to a 9.0 millimeter for the last time, and We're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 6 rounds, 6 more rounds, the last rounds of double crochet. I can't get it in. There we go. So double crochet around, 6 more rounds, and I'll see you back here. All right, guys, so the very last thing we are going to do is 5 rounds of half double crochet. Now I would try it on, do 2 rounds and then try it on to make sure it's tight over your knee. And you can always do some decrease rows. If it's not, I'll put those in the PDF file. But mine fits me just fine like this. So we're going to do 5 rounds of half double crochet, switching again to that very last 6.0 millimeter needle. And then our slouchy, super slouchy leg warmers are ready to be worn in fall.
We're gonna play this. Yeah, but you go, fuck it.